Hey, welcome back to Spit Talk with Talia. My name is Talia, and in today's episode, we're going to discuss the Super Bowl halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. Now, I am not going to go into detail as far as all the symbolism, none of that. We're not going to talk about all of that. So, I initially, want to have my opinions, right? But I think that everybody at this point has discussed what those opinions are, have come up to their conclusion of every meaning that could possibly be when it comes down to the halftime show and whatever they felt like Kendrick Lamar meant. Now, with that being said, I felt like it was a phenomenal performance. Now, when people start talking about whether or not it was like the best of all time, I mean, I don't think I've ever paid attention to a halftime show the way I did with this one. So I don't feel like I even have an opinion. When folks want to throw out, when Michael Jackson performed, I can barely remember because no, they didn't care about MJ, right? But I wasn't looking at the Super Bowl even at that time to like really care about who performed. Like you hear about it and like, all right, cool, but never tuned in. I think that everybody tuned in because they knew of the current beef between him and Drake, right? That is my opinion as far as people actually focusing in to see what he was going to do with that. Also based on the type of artist he is and everything he does is like real deep. And to see what, his take was going to be on this whole, with the president being there and how he might have, reacted to that. But I think this is the first time I actually tuned in and wanted to see just him. Didn't really care about watching the Super Bowl. Why? Because my team wasn't playing. Two, I also either I read or I saw where Donald Trump wanted to remove where it says end racism, which they've had at every game that there is. And because he didn't want it there, it's no longer there. So it's like all this stuff is, corrupt, tampered with. It's like, whatever. But I did tune in to see him. Now, with that being said, again, like I was saying, everybody has reacted to it. Everybody has their interpretation of it. Just a backstory on the video that I'm going to react to. One, I used to be a Joe Budden podcast fan. Would listen to it every morning on the way to work. Loved it. When they separated Joe Budden, Rory, and Mal, I was like, I kind of decided with Rory and Mal was pro them. But then when I started to listen to Mal's point of view on a lot of things, I was like, not my cup of tea. I never unfollowed, unsubscribed, or whatever. I just kind of like, drifted off and decided not to really support them with my viewership. My husband sent me a video and we kind of got into a little quarrel over it because I wasn't really trying to react to it or even look at it because I didn't want to be annoyed. And there's always potential when people that you respected in the past, their point of view may be a little bit different than yours. And especially with this climate, with the president that we have and how people think, I think that we're all ultimately hypersensitive. I just literally, before I cut the camera on, I just decided to go ahead and just do a natural reaction to it. I haven't cut it on. They're on my timeline, haven't cut it on. I don't know what's going to be said. So we're just going to listen to it and watch it together, shall we?
I kind of felt it was a little fake too. I was like, this is a lot of GNX. So Samuel L. Jackson comes out. I like that Kendrick started with the teaser Bodies that was from GNX that wasn't on the project. If you guys saw, they leaked the whole set list prior to that a lot of people thought was fake. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt it was a little fake too. I was like, this is a lot of GNX looking at this. I can't really see him do this. But then I had to think let me choose my words carefully. He didn't cook himself by doing that pop-up. The pop-up set is probably what a Super Bowl set should have looked like with his hits. So he cornered himself into having to do a lot of GNX. And this is actually where I'm giving Kendrick so much credit. Looking at this list, I would say this is weird. You shouldn't do this. I thought he fucking smoked it and kept us entertained the entire time. The only time I felt like it got a little low in energy was the record I thought was going to be the biggest one, which was All the Stars. I don't know if it's choreography, just the energy felt lower. Peekaboo shouldn't have worked at a fucking Super Bowl. And it was my favorite part of how they shot that entire thing. Putting together a rap halftime show with that many words off a new album and keeping me entertained, I give my hats off to Dave Free and Kendrick. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I saw everyone killing it. Worst halftime show. I deadass enjoyed the entire thing. I thought it was fucking great.
I feel like the reception has been split.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been split.
For those who didn't care for the halftime show, it's like, why? I wanted to react to this British podcaster or whatever, and I did watch her video, and I don't know if I want to give her that airtime, right? Like, it's not really, it is what it is. But she had her issues with, I'm here to be entertained, not to be educated. I just want to watch. And it's like, I don't know why some people, not just saying her, but some people are afraid to be taught a lesson. Like, it's okay to have your eyes open, or what you would consider woke, to kind of pay attention to certain messaging, right? Like, not every person who jumps on a stage has to tap dance and entertain you. So it was like, to be a Black woman saying things like that is okay. That's kind of corny. But what was the issue? I feel like whoever didn't like the show just didn't understand just about anything. Like, they live in this world where everything is all daisies and clouds and butterflies, and nothing goes wrong. Like, pay attention. Now, rap isn't for everybody, and I get all that. How did you think it was a bad performance? Is beyond
point of the pop-up. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even consider that, because when I was watching it, first of all, I'm not the biggest fan of GNX as an album, just because it's very, very Cali, and that's just not the type of music that I prefer. I can understand the rapping's good, and for the people who enjoy it, that's fine. It's not really for me. For Super Bowl, I like you to walk me through your catalog. I like the Super Bowl to be, if I brought somebody who had never seen you before, who is this artist as an artist? That's what I like my Super Bowls to be, especially from an artist who has been out this long and this is the peak of his career, right? So that's what I wanted, but I didn't even think about that.
That's why when I, again, saw this leaked set list, and like everyone else was like, no, I don't know if that could happen. Amazon was the first fucking thing that came to my mind. If he redoes the pop-up set, they go flame him. Like, what the fuck would he?
But who? I don't think so, though. I can understand him not wanting to do that, but nobody's gonna flame him.
If somebody repeats a set I've already seen at the Super Bowl, they're getting flamed.
Okay,
that would be nuts.
No, because you could have put it in a different order. You could have done some.
And of course, that was 2 hours versus 15 minutes, but.
Rory, like, whatever he did with the Dr. Dre set, or whatever he did when he performed at Super Bowl, whatever year that was. I'm kind of half and half once you think about it. People may not even remember how that whole set went. So he could have played whatever songs he did before, but I don't see what the issue is as far as putting out songs from his new album, because he's about to go on tour. So maybe in his mind, he's okay, well, I'm going to hit them with what they might hear, or introduce them to the album. So now I know that you're going to go to my album, actually listen to it, and then end up going, get some tickets, go see him in concert, see him live or whatever. Kind of think outside the box. Like, maybe his reasoning is, I'm about to go on tour, listen to my new music, go check it out on whatever music platform you are subscribed to.
Not giving SZA a medley is a mistake to me, especially because they said they left time on the board. Like, they didn't take up the full space of time that he had.
It did feel like a quick.
Not giving SZA a medley is a mistake to me. Not giving Mustard a mini medley is a mistake to me. Like, not performing people, and then people keep bringing up this whole, it was the blackest Super Bowl and pro-black this and pro-black that. You had a chance to perform All Right and King Kunta in front of Trump.
He's already performed All Right at the Super Bowl, though. That's what I'm saying.
But so,
Kendrick, between the pop-up and doing Dre set 2-3 years ago.
What do you mean so? If he would have done a repeat song that he has already done at the Super Bowl, the rest of us would have been critical too.
He's already performed All Right at the Super Bowl, though. That's what I'm saying.
But so
Kendrick, between the pop-up and doing Dre set 2-3 years ago, every critic would have been looking at him nuts if he did All Right Again. I also think if he gave Mustard a set, which I would have loved, and Mustard did like Mustard and Friends shit, which he did at the pop-up, they'd say, yo, Kendrick needed SZA, Kendrick needed Mustard to bring out everybody. Like, he carried a whole Super Bowl set rapping at that clip without any help.
I agree. I don't really think that SZA was necessary. I also feel like he brought her out because she is also touring with him. Like, that is something that I haven't heard people actually connect the dots in, but I also haven't heard people not wanting SZA there. So I don't know this lady's name because, again, I stopped watching their podcast, so I'm not familiar.
Giving SZA a whole joint if you were going to do it. Either go all the way, but she was just a pop-up.
It was a half-assed. I didn't like that. I think, I can't confirm, but I think SZA was lip-syncing.
I don't know that to be true either, and we respect and love SZA, so I don't want to put that on her jacket. It did cross my mind when I was at the event. I was like, maybe it's these speakers. I can't really tell if this is that. I don't know if it needed that announcement to have SZA there. That would have been iller to me if you surprised everyone with SZA just to do those two joints.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If you announcing SZA, I need 3 Control records.
Nah, I feel you.
Yeah. I there were parts of it that I liked. I feel like, and I've been getting killed on the internet for this, and y'all know I don't give 4/5 of a fuck. I feel like in his head, I feel like Kendrick wanted the Not Like Us reveal to be so perfect that he was thinking about that the entire... I could see him thinking about it when he was performing.
Yeah, cut the shit. We cutting this shit here. Enough. Everybody was anticipating. That's the only record niggas want to do.
Okay, but I'm talking about Kendrick's performance right now. I'm not talking about...
shit, man. Y'all
nobody
talking about
you're not gonna
this, that, and the third.
It was Not Like Us.
I don't know. Was I anticipating that song? Again, I don't feel like I was anticipating the Not Like Us song. I wanted to see what he was going to do, if there was going to be any form of symbolism towards Drake. Again, that's where my mind was going. I was going towards petty. I wasn't thinking about, well, this dude could potentially get a little deeper. Do I know he can get deeper? Yes. But as far as Not Like Us, truth be told, that person didn't cross my mind. Like, I didn't think about, okay, this dude is going to perform it at the Super Bowl. Did I expect it? Yes. But I wasn't like at the edge of my seat to see, be like, okay, well, he's going to perform this, so I can't wait for him to come out with it. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal, at least for me.
And on top of that, if you're going to go all the way with this shit, you do the pop-up, then you get the Super Bowl shit. They're playing the Not Like Us beat the whole fucking weekend in every commercial. Yeah, lean into it, tease it throughout the entire thing. If you're going to go this way, go all the way. That's why I wasn't mad that he did a tease 3 times throughout the entire thing.
That was the part I hated the most.
If you're going to go all the way with it and not just do the Not Like Us hook and then get to TV off, if you're going to do that whole circle shit, smile on the camera when you say Drake's name, say pedophile.
That was hilarious. He didn't say pedophile, but that was hilarious. That was, I think.
Oh no, everyone in the audience said it though.
Yes. What he did.
Anne Hathaway said it.
Shut up. What he did with Not Like Us, I love the way that he performed it. Like, hats off. I love the way he performed it. But what I was saying is throughout the entire thing, I was not waiting for Not Like Us when I was watching it. I was trying to enjoy Kendrick's catalog when I was watching it, but it fell flat to me. I don't think it was his greatest performance. And that's not me saying that I don't think that Kendrick can give an amazing performance, because we've seen him do that. It's just for Super Bowl tier of performance, I don't think that it was. I
keep hearing that. It's not a Super Bowl performance. What does that look like to you? Is it the pyro? Is it like a live band or whatever? What does that look like? Because I don't understand. This dude worked the entire field, up and down, not even out of breath. What is it that you guys are speaking of? Because she's not the only person who said it. I don't think that it's a Super Bowl performance. What is that? Again, do you just want people to just shuck and jive and just tap that? What is it that, what?
Super Bowl tier of performance, I don't think that it was. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wished I would have. But that's just me. You asked me what I thought. I didn't like the Not Like You teaser. I didn't like the, we would say it, but we gonna sue, and then to go and just do it. You at this point, it's giving sore winner. You won.
No, but I understood that. He had to, you got it, because everybody's only watching it
That's not
because they want to see that. All right.
They're not only watching Kendrick at the Super Bowl because they want to see him watch Not Like Us. If Not Like Us never came out, people would still watch Super Bowl, Kendrick at the Super Bowl. That's not true.
He would have never got. All right, man. What are we talking about here?
Kendrick is worthy of the Super Bowl and would have eventually got it. I do agree with you with the timing, yes.
It came earlier, for sure.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay to say he got this because
that he got it because of Not Like Us, because Kendrick is very much...
I'm not saying... Why did Kendrick get the Super Bowl? Why did he get the halftime show this year?
The energy around who he was as an artist.
Yo, what's up, man? What we doing? I'm not saying Kendrick is not one of the dopest artists. I'm not...
Okay, so I must have missed something. Like, this is not the entire podcast, but why is Mal so angry? He must have said something ill prior to this clip I'm watching. But let's see. It's 21 minutes and 57 seconds long, and we're only 7 minutes in. So what's his issue?
Yes, he has. He sold out arena. We know that. Why did he get the Super Bowl show this year?
Okay, I'm agreeing that it's because of Not Like Us. I'm not agreeing that people only watch to see him perform Not Like Us.
To it, everybody was saying like, yo, are they going to let the word pedophile fly at the Super Bowl? Are they going to let it fly on Fox? It was all this entire year, well, last year, was for Kendrick was built upon this one song. This was his moment. This is the biggest moment of his career. Not from a personal standpoint. I don't know what his biggest moment is, but from the optics outside looking in, this is Kendrick's biggest year.
Okay.
Based off of this one record.
I agree.
Though someone could argue that
the niggas gonna argue whatever. Niggas gonna argue whatever.
We know what facts are. Damn may have been a bigger year.
We know what the facts are.
He's not reliant on this.
We know what the facts are. You can make an argument. We know what the facts are.
Okay.
The facts are Not Like Us is Kendrick's biggest song. Not Like Us gave Kendrick his biggest year as an artist. Correct?
Okay.
He got the Super Bowl, one of the biggest performances of an artist's career, correct? Based off of this one song. So it makes sense to tease it in the beginning. Uncle Sam, you better not do that damn record out. Whatever he said. You tease it. We understood it was all built around this song. We understand what the moment was.
Okay.
Now that we know that, what I'm saying was, do y'all feel like the performance was dope? Do y'all feel like the playlist, the set list was dope?
We just talked.
Do y'all feel like he did his thing?
Yes.
You enjoyed the performance?
A lot.
Okay.
But I'm also the person that came in here after the pop-up, which was getting smoked on Twitter, when I was like, I mean, he ran through hits. I love swimming pools. Like, don't get me wrong, but if you're going to use this moment, I would have liked to hear some deeper cuts from Kendrick. I was that person.
That.
You can't use the halftime
show. So to
show.
me, the fact this motherfucker did peekaboo and the way, I think, did Dave Free direct this? I know Mike Carson was involved. I know it takes a village. How they did that peekaboo shit was next. That was like when The Weeknd did the quarantine version of the Super Bowl shit. That was so well shot, and it's a fucking B-side of an album that a lot of people would deem is lower in Kendrick's catalog because it's not an easy listen because it's so West Coast. I love that he did this shit. I was the one that as a pop-up, I was like, all right, man, I've heard his hits a million times. Like, let's put a cool show together. Now, I think it could have been flipped. The pop-up could have been more, I mean, no GNX wasn't out, but more of the cult classic shit with Kendrick at the pop-up would have been ill to me. Super Bowl, yeah, go get your shit off. They should have been swapped. But I love this performance. And I thought it was ill for hip-hop that this has never happened, a rapper by themselves. That is insane to do. We watched...
I'm already getting irritated because I already feel like Mal is going to come with the energy of, do you think it was a performance for the Super Bowl? And again, I just asked, what does that look like? Also, my opinion is this, and just in general, because the man is very lyrical, because he's very intentional, he's very thoughtful of his performances. It may have not been whatever that Super Bowl a performance looks like to the average individual. He may have felt, due to the climate, due to the worry, due to just how everything is going now, that he felt the need to put something out there to give us hope, to kind of make us think a little bit, be a little bit more conscious. But then you have some that just insist on, well, this wasn't the platform for it, or this didn't connect to everybody. You're only trying to reach those who are willing to listen and willing to learn, right? It's not going to be for everybody. I can't sit here and recall that I've looked at or listened to music that I automatically connected with, or I didn't cut off because I wasn't into it. not every genre is going to be for everyone. Not every person who has a message is going to be meant for, it's not going to be universal. I am not a Swiftie, honey. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not a Barb. I'm not none of it. But I keep hearing that same thing. Well, his music wasn't, universal. It didn't hit everybody. It hit those it was meant to hit.
We watched Beyonce work her ass off for that Christmas shit. Like, you saw the behind the scenes footage of her running from car to car. To rap this long at a halftime of the Super Bowl, to me, is incredible just for the genre. You don't find that insane at all that he's doing Man at the Garden at fucking the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I do find that insane.
LeBron didn't.
I find that very insane.
You think?
The bottom line is this Super Bowl performance was very underwhelming. I'm happy that Kendrick had his moment. I'm happy he kept it all the way Cali, represented the culture of Cali on one of the biggest stages in entertainment. I'm salute to that. I'm definitely saluting that. That was dope. But we got to be honest here. This set list, as in comparison to the other stars that have had halftime show, is probably near the bottom. When we talk about songs, catalog, hits, this is one of the lower tier set lists that we've probably had in Super Bowl history.
Yo, Mal, who hurt you, dude? Who? But this is why I didn't want to watch it. Because now I'm looking at him and his behavior. Is he okay? Is Mal all right? Because at this point, I'm kind of worried about him because his thought process, again, people don't have to agree with the way I think. I don't have to agree with the way the person thinks, but this dude looks mad disgruntled. He looks annoyed, like something occurred. What's wrong? This is the bottom of the barrel to you? That's insane work. I just knew this was going to aggravate me. I just already knew this was going to aggravate me. And I guess it's okay, right? You're entitled to feel the way you feel. I don't know what you expected to see. Based on the artist that was at the Super Bowl, what did you want to hear? What did you want to hear? Did you want him to bring all of Cali out? What did you want him to do? Even
though she got her first viral moment shit off with the fucking sharks and all that wild shit, that fucking performance stunk. I'm going to go with a crazy hot take. I didn't really feel that J-Lo and Shakira shit like that.
Okay, so I get what you're saying, but I also feel like some shit that might be trash to you might be amazing to that audience.
Oh, no, I agree. That's why I'm only speaking for me.
Right.
Agree. That's why I'm only speaking for me. I enjoy this. If anyone tells me they hated the GNX live version at the Super Bowl, I'm not going to argue them down on it. I liked it.
I'm just speaking from the hits, the hit records, the set list, the songs that he put together to perform on that stage. Did it live up to, in your opinion, the other performances throughout the years where they have their set list and their hit songs?
Yes, you want to know why? At least for me. This is the first time I actually wanted to pay attention to what was happening during halftime. Maybe I'm the only American that has never really cared who was going to be at the Super Bowl. I am not a beehive. I am not a Navy boat, whatever Rihanna is. Do I like these people? Sure. But it's not like they're not people that I'm going to sit here and lose my mind over. When Dr. Dre was there, like I tuned in. I think that was like the last one that I actually paid attention to, but I don't care. I'm only in my mid-40s. These people who are performing, I know who they are. It's not like, oh, I'm too old to know who's out there, whatever. I mean, to a degree, there's some people I just don't know. This is the first time I actually wanted to pay attention. From what I can gather, I know that I'm older than Rory and Mal. I don't know why Mal is so the way he is. He's entitled to his opinion. But for me, I feel like it was a very good performance. I just don't understand. What did everybody want him to perform? What is it that you understand his hits, the older ones? But if he's already performed at the Super Bowl and has already put some of those considered hits out, why bring it back when he has all the stage to himself? Why bring it back?
No.
So now back to what I'm saying.
It was a drastically different approach because he did the Amazon pop-up shit. I'm not giving him
Stop talking about the Amazon pop-up show. That has nothing to do with this.
Oh, yes, it does.
No, it does not. It has nothing to do with this.
Just copy and paste that.
The bottom line is this. This set list, these are not hit records. When you're talking about the biggest stage in entertainment, you need hit records, undeniable hit records, not the songs that we like, because there's some songs on there that we like as a culture. When you put somebody on the Super Bowl halftime stage, you need the songs that people that never even heard of Kendrick remember, like, oh yeah, I know that's who that is.
Well, I don't want to do that because
what
there were
records
a couple hits in there. So I would
Stars were
say
hit.
Humble is a hit. DNA is a hit. All the Stars is a hit. Not Like Us is a hit. And TV Off is turning into a hit.
Yeah.
Now you telling me it was turning into a hit.
It would be half and half.
Don't tell me it was turning into a hit.
It just came out.
So why perform it?
Because he just did a fucking GNX whole performance. Slipped in DNA, Euphoria, and Humble. So, even though I even put Euphoria within the GNX rollout.
So back to what I'm saying. This Super Bowl performance was predicated and built upon a moment that an artist had in a year. Now that we got the performance, do you feel like the performance lived up to the hype?
But why though? Why do you feel like it's necessary to just have nothing but hits up there? Again, this man is about to go on tour. Maybe he wants people to kind of like truly pay attention to what's on his new album so they can go check it out. So then they'll be prepared to go on his tour. What difference does it make? Do you get paid extra based on, or do you even get paid at all? What difference does it make to that audience? Who cares? The question is whether or not it was a good performance. And clearly, Mal, you feel like it isn't, right? Based on the list of music he decided to do. Mal used to be one of my favorite people. But every time I decide to tune in, a dude seems mad angry for whatever reason. I don't know. You and Rory, okay? People felt like it was too woke. It was boring. They felt like he was mumbling. They were doing that. Some people just tore up the performance. I feel like it was good. I felt like whatever he was trying to get across, I feel like he got it across. I also feel like he developed conversations around the world. People they're talking about the performances. I would like to say they probably even like over analyzing what the meaning behind everything that he did, but he caused a conversation. He started a conversation. And the fact that he started a conversation for people to look in deeper, I think that's honorable. That's great within itself. He's getting people to talk, to discuss certain things. Have you ever walked away from a Super Bowl performance and be like, oh, well, that person had something deeper to say? You liked it. You may have talked about whatever songs they played. You may go back to, adding certain people on your playlist and wanting to hear certain music, but you never thought about what that performer's intention was. This man has you talking about it today and what meanings he had in his performance. People are talking about him and discussing what was there. I don't think that anyone else has had that much of an impact. That by itself is diabolical that I keep hearing. So it's like, that's something that we should be proud of. You're mad because, I don't know, he didn't tap dance. What is it?
With your point of saying Not Like Us was the hype, fuck you.
Okay.
He said everything that we didn't think he was going to say. He had Serena Williams crip walking. The fucking choreography was insane. The camera angles were insane. I'm going off your point of saying Not Like Us is what was being anticipated. The choreography was that met every expectation.
Choreography was insane, Rory?
First of all, that ain't even a crip walk that she did. Let's get to that. OT Genesis don't approve of that. Let's get to that. Shout out to Zip.
That was dope no matter what, though. That was dope. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, but we know why I was there. It's clearly because of the boy. How y'all not? What y'all not? I gotta say. Fuck it. I'll say it.
No.
I say it. Fuck it. I'll say it, man. It's clearly because of you know who, man. Serena Williams, crip walk. Are you serious? I get the Compton ties. She's from Compton. I get that.
Of course.
But is her husband not a colonizer?
As a colonizer, I would say yes.
So where's the consistency in the messaging here?
My shit wasn't
Why I gotta be the one? No, shut the fuck up. Cause you niggas is y'all crip walking now. That performance was not it.
That was a lot. A lot. I'm gonna say this, okay? I don't know what Mal is going through, nor do I care, right? But I think that was just too much energy for talking about a Super Bowl performance. Now, when it comes down to Serena Williams doing the crip walk or whatever it is, right, at the Super Bowl, I think it was more meaning behind it just having, some form of connection to Drake. And as far as her husband goes, I've heard about it before, like her husband, Serena is disrespecting her husband because why is she at the Super Bowl during the crip walk as a diss to her ex? Like she's still thinking about her ex. It's on the third. She already kind of explained that. So if you don't know, I'm so sorry that you're not connected with common sense or even reading anything. But she also did that because she had mentioned that she actually did it at one of her matches or whatever. And I don't know if she said that she got fined or she would have gotten fined, but she got a lot of heat for it because it is a part of the neighborhood that she came from. Whether or not she is an actual Crip, I didn't know that you could do that without being one, but it is what it is. And again, people putting too much thought into that the one thing that she did. And Mal, what is your issue, my guy? Like you're giving me angina.
The only performance worse than that was Pat Mahomes. Let's just be real here. Y'all gonna make me say it like the bet. Y'all was not. That shit was very lackluster for the moment and the anticipation. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was anticipating it. I'm like, I'm gonna see when he had 75 niggas come out that little GNX. I was like, damn, that's like when David Blaine made the whole audience disappear. How did he do it?
Yeah.
But after that, it was like.
Okay, so you're talking about the performance was lackluster, but you're not saying what you were trying to see. What were your expectations? What could you have done? How creative are you?
I like these songs. I like some of them, but they're not hit. We just watched Usher perform hits last year. Rihanna hits the year before that. Mm-hmm. The Weeknd hits. These are not hit records. I like some of these records. All of the Stars is my shit. But not at the Super Bowl.
Well, first of all, All the Stars should definitely be played at the Super Bowl. I think All the Stars deserved, and this is why I said that I feel like he focused.
All of the Stars can be performed at All-Star Weekend.
No, bro.
When you talk
All
about the
of the
Super
Stars
Bowl
is one of the biggest. What are you talking about?
All right,
All
so
the
then
Stars
what's
is a
your
huge
that's not the
record.
It is a huge record, but you also got to understand audience, Damaris. That's the part you're not factoring in here. When we get all of these fucking videos from the audience just standing there, sitting down, looking at this dude because they don't know who Kendrick is. This is the NFL. This is a predominantly white entertainment sports thing. This is not NBA.
They stood there when Beyonce performed Formation too. The people that are at the Super Bowl is not who you perform for. That's not who Jay-Z is going and grabbing, entertain these billionaire white people.
Yes, I get it. You want to perform for people that are not there so they could tune in and watch I get that. But guess what? The numbers dropped. He didn't even do what Usher did.
It's Usher.
This nigga had the hottest shit. Usher hasn't.
Wait a second. Well, maybe how did he know? So if they're saying that Kendrick Lamar performed, there was more viewers than any other halftime performance, where is Mal getting these numbers from? He's the highest, and even in comparison to Michael Jackson. So what are you talking about, sir? Now, maybe that's just based on people anticipating on what he was going to do, but people tuned in. People know who he is. I don't think that he had to perform whatever songs that you wanted him to perform in order for him to have the numbers, because easily, like he said, people could have cut their TV off or whatever, but who's going to? Who's going to? The Super Bowl comes once a year. Comes once a year. People tuned in. And I think there's more of us proud of his performance than those who are complaining about it. We don't count the colonizers, the ones who are negative Nancy's. We don't count them. Now, again, you're not gonna make everybody happy, but I don't know what his issue is. You like some of the songs, you knew the songs, but you're not saying what you wanted to hear. You're not coming up with your own concept of how you could have made this better. So what's your issue?
Had a year like this in how many years?
Dog.
What are we talking? No. Usher, you know what it is? Usher has a catalog of hit records over the last 25 years.
Kendrick also has a catalog. He didn't perform his catalog.
He don't have the hits, man.
Yes, he
we like some of these songs, but they're not undeniable. Usher has an undeniable catalog.
I'm saying Usher. It dropped 6% down from what Usher did as someone that is just a rapper. My mom,
what is that saying?
And all her friends are sitting there for Usher no matter what, because that's Usher. He's been here for 25 years as a pop star. My mom's going to go to the bathroom during the Kendrick shit.
Year that Kendrick had. Factor that in.
But you're not factoring in the audience
Usher never had a year like that. As dope as Usher is, Usher never had a year like this, not like us shit. Never in his fucking life. I'm older than all of you niggas in here, and I'm telling you, Usher Raymond has never had a year that was this hot. He's never had a moment. He's had a fucking career as a pop artist. Thank you for finally getting where I'm at. You giving a nigga a fucking stage like that based off of a moment.
And I think that's where we disagree, that Kendrick
Cut it out,
is
man.
valued at this.
Okay, maybe I should have watched this from the very beginning, because I'm trying to figure out, why is this dude so hell-bent? Why are you so pissed off, Mal? I'm still, like, I don't know how passionate I can be on a podcast or talking to anybody in reference to someone else's music, someone else's art. Like, I don't understand what this dude's issue is, and it's starting to bother me again. And I'm still subscribed.
Real, man. I like Kendrick. I don't want to sound like I don't like Kendrick. He got shit joints that I like. I'm talking about giving somebody this stage based off of a song and a moment was a fucking fail. They should have never given him that. They set him up to be now online where people are saying this is the worst halftime performance ever.
It was mixed reviews like anything else, man.
Okay, so
it wasn't no mixed reviews when Usher performed.
Yes, there was.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
There were.
Man, the niggas ain't never seen a nigga roller skate at the halftime show. That nigga Usher, it wasn't no mixed reviews.
Okay, I feel like, so let's simmer down so that we can actually touch on points. You're talking about the point of Kendrick, the songs he performed were not hits, right? Which I had the same complaint as you. But what we're not going to say is that Kendrick doesn't have the hits. Kendrick had hits that he didn't perform. For whatever reason, Rory has his theory, I have mine, that's whatever. But we're not going to rewrite history like Kendrick doesn't have hits. Kendrick has hits.
So
he didn't perform
he could get the Super Bowl with or without, not like us.
What hits should he have performed?
He didn't perform All Right. He didn't perform King Kunta. He didn't perform Swimming Pools. He didn't perform Money Trees. He didn't perform Loyalty. He has hits that he did not perform. Plenty of them. That was my argument.
Half a damn.
That was my argument. But he didn't perform them. He chose to go the GNX route. I didn't enjoy GNX.
The bottom.
And Mal, why are you asking her? You're the one that is crying over there based on, what hits he didn't perform and he shouldn't have performed this, that, and the third. You're not talking about what he should have performed.
Bottom line is this. This is the bottom line as far as I'm concerned, and I'm only speaking for myself. I like Kendrick. This moment that they gave him was too big for his catalog. It was too big for his catalog. I'm sorry. I like Kendrick. I thought he did some joints last night. I'm like, okay, cool. Love the setup. Love the way the Crips and the Bloods tied in with the colors of the flag and all that. Dope. Uncle Sam there. Dope. All of that shit cool. Points for all of that. But when we talk about just the music and the songs that was performed, it was very like, okay, I guess. Let's just get to Not Like Us. Let's just get to are they going to let the pedophile word fly on Fox? Let's get to that. Everybody A minor. Okay, had an A minor chain on. Okay. It was all built around.
Yeah.
What?
PG Lane chain.
Oh, it was the A from PG Lane? That's one of
it's part of the logo.
But that's what you think it was?
I don't think it was an A minor chain.
Okay. Anyway, back to what I'm saying.
I really don't think it was an A minor chain.
Okay, because it was PG Lane. So now you have this moment. You have one of the hottest.
No, I really thought it was an A minor chain. Most definitely. I understand someone had pointed out on my TikTok that it was due to his clothing line or whatever company he has, which I didn't even know he had one up until that person told me. But I was like, PG Lane, but it's an A. So I was confused, and I didn't go onto his website to kind of see if an A stuck out. But then after that person pointed out to me, I kept seeing it everywhere else that okay, well, that was a part of his clothing line. So I guess, I mean, I but then he has like there was there was a flag during the Super Bowl where someone was waving the flag with two kids in the A minor in the A. So is that a part of PG Lane as well? Again, I thought it was one of those hidden gems of the diss to Drake.
Years based off of a diss record.
Mm-hmm.
You get the Super Bowl, but now look, very lackluster.
Listen, I agree with you on that.
Very lackluster.
I agree with you on that.
Very lackluster.
It's not because
and I know coming from me, it sounds like hate based off of the year. I know it sounds like hate, but this is battle aside. I was looking at the performance. I wasn't thinking about a battle. I'm thinking about, all right, let me see what Kendrick does with this moment. Because like when we were together at the Mr. Morale show, I thought Kendrick did a phenomenal job on that at that show.
Mm-hmm.
I came on, I said, yo, I ain't gonna lie, Kendrick stepped his performance shit up heavy. That Mr. Morale show was dope. I enjoyed it. This right here though, and I get the breakdowns going, y'all don't get what it mean. He's telling the government the game is over in front of Donald Trump. Uncle Sam might have been the last minute tossing once they found out that Trump was going to be in the building. I get all of these think pieces y'all building. I'm talking about the music. At the end of the day, those songs that were performed, it didn't hit. It didn't hit the way it was supposed to.
What we
were
saying before Mal got upset is, as far as the moments that he could have made, because if he wasn't focused on the pettiness of Not Like Us. For example, All the Stars should have been a huge moment. There should have been huge production around that.
Like
that was
Rihanna
a song that was a song that was nominated for an Oscar and 4 Grammys. It was a huge song. And it's a beautiful song. It's that kind of, oh, this is my moment for life type.
You know how you know that shit was lackluster? If he didn't do Not Like Us, y'all would have been pissed off.
Of course.
That's my point.
No, Rory Mal. Listen, I personally don't think that I would have been pissed off. Or maybe I would have. I don't know. Maybe because this man just won 5 Grammys based off Not Like Us, that you would think that he'd perform it at the Super Bowl. So I don't know if I would anticipate it or not if he didn't do it. I just wanted to see what he was going to do. Again, Mal didn't give his opinion on what he thought he could have done. He just said, okay, his catalog isn't big enough to do that. I mean, who are you to sit here and say whose catalog isn't big enough? I think the good majority of us thought that it was good. Now, if you felt like it was, he didn't tap dance for you, he didn't entertain you, that's one thing. But I felt like he did a great job, in my opinion. And then it even got greater. Was it him? I think I was actually watching the Joe Budden podcast when what's that dude's name? Anyway, so it's one of the dudes on the podcast, and he was talking about that initially he really didn't feel like it was he thought the same way that Mal thought, that it was like wasn't the best, wasn't what he was anticipating. But I guess because he watched it a couple of times and he saw some videos of people kind of explaining certain things and the lyrical portion of the whole performance, he had more of an appreciation for it. I will say this: initial performance, watching it live on Super Bowl Sunday, I liked it. I would have said, okay, it went from good to I love it. From the time that I watched it, I thought, oh, that was good. And I was proud that he did it. The gems that I caught the very first time, I was like, okay, this dude is mad clever. Loved it. But then as I saw people piecing everything together, it grew even more for me because of the type of person I am and how political I am and how conscious I am. It meant something to me, and I thought it was an A1 performance, period. Now, if you felt like he could have did something better, lay it out. But Mal, you had way too much passion to not have one idea of what that man could have done better. We all going to have our opinions about the artists that we see or just individuals in general. I felt like Mal was just such a hater. Rory was standing on that island alone. I don't know homegirl's name. If I find it, I mean, I guess I could acknowledge, like, you know, I don't know her name though. I don't watch the podcast enough. Again, I'm subscribed. I just don't watch it. Mal was my absolute favorite. And then he just turned me off. So I just started watching. I guess that was a good discussion. I don't know. I didn't agree with Mal at all. The young lady that's in the video, she had some points. I mean, again, the whole lackluster of a performance, I just disagree. Period. I don't know what else to say about that. So yeah, did you guys watch the halftime performance, and what was your opinion? I saw so many different things, and I may come back. Tomorrow's a work day, so it won't be until next week, but I did see a few negatives about it, and when I first saw them, I was like, oh my God, like, the nerve of you for even having an opinion on what this performance was. But we'll see. Let me know down in the comment section if you want me to react to the negatives. Again, this was just a blind reaction. Never saw this clip today. My husband sent it to me. I really wasn't trying to respond because I was trying to avoid the feeling that I have now, and the love that I had for Mal at one point. I wanted to keep that, but I'm no longer a fan. He became a negative Nancy. I'm no longer a fan. But yeah, that's all I got today. If you let me know down in the comment section whether or not you liked the performance, the halftime performance. And if you didn't like the Super Bowl halftime performance, let me know why. And also too, let me know what you would have done better. Not because you just don't know who Kendrick Lamar is or you feel like he was mumbling. Listen, I know a lot of people who are out here dancing and doing the most to people who I literally can't make out what they're saying, but call it dope. If you're that person who listens to, but I don't like trap music. I don't like mumble rap. I don't like any of that. I'm very into a conscious kind of field of rap. That's my lane. That's what I like. But those who like to listen to just the pure nonsense and call it music, if that is you, you really have nothing to really say to me. Not when it comes down to this. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, and I haven't said this in a couple of my new videos. I know I haven't. If you are interested in connecting with your girl, please follow me on all of my social media platforms. I will have them all linked down in the description box. And also too, you'll see them coming across the screen throughout the video if you watched it up until this point. But again, follow me on all my social media, and I will catch you all in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Coming to kick your ass, baby. Come on. Live and direct on your stereo set, the rousing.